Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of The Buzz. I'm Todd Jaden with Kelly Polk. We're back in our comfortable surroundings. So last week, we actually shot a Buzz episode with Dave Nemo in a little more professional-looking studio. It feels a lot better being back in our own digs, don't you think?
Oh, God. Having those microphones in front of you they were intimidating to me. And, you did just great.
I've always said, we have faces for radio, and so we should probably stick to radio, but, Snerdley keeps putting us on this iPad, and it feels a little more comfortable having her sitting on the other side of the camera than some of the professionals
it sure does.
we dealt with last week.
And we're used to being abused by her.
Yeah,
not being...
absolutely. So, now, what we've done with the Dave Nemo interviews is last week's edition was out on the Buzz. We actually ended up with 3 episodes that we have out on the community page of Crossroads under Hot Topics. So when you go out there and it's not there just yet, it will be out there. By the time you see this, you'll be able to see that. Go out and look at all 3 episodes, and we covered a lot of ground with Dave.
Yeah.
He was a wonderful, wonderful guest.
What a great guy, yeah.
Just had some really good conversation with him. So this week we're back to kind of our buzz, and so what we want to do is continue the discussion on our core values. And today we're going to talk about integrity.
Yeah.
So why don't you kick that off, and I'll
Sure.
jump in.
Well, just to remind folks, we have 4 core values: safety, integrity, respect, and excellence. This week we're going after integrity. And when you think about integrity, Todd, you worked and had visibility and access to, certainly Don as well as I did. We know that Al built this organization with, thinking about and approaching the business and our customers with just an ethical approach to dealing with customers. And so, our core value around integrity really is rooted in really the birth of our company. And so it's how we behave, it's how we interact. And just the highest ethical standards is in play day in and day out.
Well, if you can't, in a service business, and I know folks have heard this said, but Al and Don and now Chris always say, we have nothing to sell but service. Mm-hmm. In an environment like that, when you're dealing with customers on a day-in, day-out basis, you better be dealing with them with high degrees of integrity. And I'm just very proud of our folks who interface with the customer day in and day out and how we deal with them. And we have to use that same philosophy with our external customer as we do when we deal with each other internally as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, because we have this business partnership process. The idea is to allow business relationships to flourish in the workplace. It's how we get things done. And, Todd, when I think about relationships, although we certainly treat a business professional relationship differently than perhaps our relationships outside the workplace with our family and our loved ones, but a lot of the characteristics of building a relationship are very similar. You have communication. You have give and take, because you don't always get what you want, at least not in my household. And integrity and trust and honoring your commitments are certainly one of those characteristics that require the ability to build relationships. And so, integrity really is a part of the external relationships with our customers and our providers and suppliers, and certainly our internal customers, and that's our relationship with each other.
I had a simple rule when I was a driver business leader, and it's a rule that I've used in my personal life and certainly use here at Schneider, and it's do what you say what you do. Yeah. And if you're treating people in that manner, I think that's an example of integrity.
Yep. And sometimes, being truthful and forthcoming is an uncomfortable feeling, and it may sometimes have unfavorable implications. Folks generally don't want to get into a confrontation, but if we are honest with each other and honest with ourselves, certainly following that path, I often tell my children, it's tough to memorize a lie, and there's truth to that simple statement. So, when we think about honoring our commitments, telling the truth and being forthcoming, those are all easily said, but sometimes challenging to to actually deliver.
Certainly. I think another example of how we deal with people with integrity is our ethics hotline. And the ethics hotline that we've created, and again, I'd encourage you to go out to Crossroads. As part of the community page, there's an explanation of what our ethics hotline is all about. So, quite frankly, it's not a complaint hotline.
Right.
It really deals in this area of integrity. And if something out there doesn't feel right, look right, smell right in regards to how we're handling ourselves, use that guidance that's out on that community page, and feel free to utilize that ethics hotline. But again, I think another indication of who we are and how we act as an organization.
Yeah, very good. So we're going to continue to go down the path and talk about our core values. We'll hit respect next week. But again, this whole, our core values and the Schneider way cause us to behave a certain way, and we're very proud of certainly the way our organization behaves in the community, in our industry, and we're certainly proud of you and being a part of that, and certainly living out those core values every day.
We hear regularly about how professionally and respectful that our drivers are in dealing with people in a manner that is consistent with our core value of integrity. So thank you for doing that.
We see it every day. So in addition to covering the next core value, on the discussion boards there is some conversation around bonuses, quarterly bonuses. And what I thought we perhaps might be able to do is get an expert or a guest that can speak to some of those topics. So we'll try to get that together for next week as well.
Great.
With that,
we're done.
we're done.
All right. Drive safe, folks.
Have a great rest of the week.